feel your husband coming forward. And he's standing off to the side just a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and invite him in. And he just told me he's not sure what to say to you. Okay, so let's figure this out. And I'm going to have to sit down for this one. And he's not giving me a sense of how he left, although it feels sudden. You know, it feels like there was a suddenness to it. And I know from talking with you, this was very recent? June, okay. So that might be part of the reason why his mom came in first, because it hasn't been very long since he left. And sometimes it takes a while for them to get acclimated. You know, it feels like he had a difficult life. You know, it feels like he had challenges, lots of challenges. He says, you know, his father did not show him a lot of the things that he would have liked him to show him, and you know what I'm talking about. Showed him other things. But yeah, those might not have been the things, you know, that I feel like he had a rough childhood with his father, definitely. And that kind of created, he said, that kind of set him up for this for this other thing that where he you know, he's apologizing for being rough himself, you know, for just being I'm asking him for a better word, because he says rough's not the right word. My dad was rough, but you know, he tried to shift all of that. It's funny, but he said, you know, he never understood the way that you thought, and so, and that's, you know, and that's pretty typical. You know, men think one way, women think another way. That's what he's bringing up. But he said that the two of you, you know, were a unit, regardless of, you know, whatever. The two of you were a unit. I can stand up again because it's funny how that, you know, the energy comes over me. I kind of get a little tired. You have to sit down, then I can stand up again. I'm still asking him how he left, and he's not telling me, and that's okay. We'll just kind of we'll let that kind of go. He wants to thank you for being here, definitely. And I know that you had to do a lot of things to be here, so he's thanking you for that. And I'm asking him, what does he want everybody? You know, what does he want everybody to know? That he's sorry. Let me ask him about that. A lot of them come through and they say they're sorry. It could be for a lot of different things. Yeah, because I mean, we're sorry for a lot of things in life, right? But for him, it feels more around the passing, that he's sorry about the way it happened, or he's sorry about the suddenness, he's sorry for leaving, you know, that kind of thing. That's what he is more apologizing for than all the past stuff. Because he's been where he is long enough to know that all of the stuff that was in his life that happened, that occurred for everybody, was exactly what was supposed to happen and occur. So, you know, he gets that piece. But he says it put the way that he left put some people in a real bind, is what he says. So, and still, he says, I'm still in a bind, definitely. He's thanking you for stepping up when he left. So that might mean that you're being a wonderful support, or that you help make decisions. And what he's saying is, you know, that because this is your father, correct? That I didn't want her to have to make those decisions, is what he said. Not displacing you at all, because you definitely were front and center, as you are. You're the rock, he says. You are the rock. And but you were there helping. And he said, you know, you didn't have to do that. That was, you know, that you could have, you know, bailed and you could have done something different, but you didn't do that. Okay. So question from you for your husband. He says that you came here with a question.
Well, the other day he was talking about something with papers, and he was saying something about beating, like literally beating. And I keep thinking about both of those things, and we still don't know. And
Okay, so what was he talking about, really?
what was he talking about?
Okay.
It sounded like he really was trying to get through, because I know you were trying to leave. And I know
Yeah.
he was trying to get through to us too.
Right, and it might, let me ask him if it's important. He says the papers are important because, and he's more talking about the disorganization of the papers. And so he's like standing there at the desk shuffling them, going, these are already messed up, so I'm just going to mess them up more. And so he says that you need to start putting the piles. And he says he understands why you're not, but you need to start doing the piles. He says, or he's just going to come in and mess them up even more. Okay, so that's the papers. So make your piles is what he says. Let me ask him about because I remember he was like going like this when we were talking. Okay, is that important? She thinks it is. So
He's asking if that's
I'm asking him if us determining what he was doing the other day is important as a message for you. And he never did drums or anything like that, because I still see drum. I still see a drum. No, okay. Bang the drum, bang the drum. Now the only reference I know is, Chris Ledoux. Is, the one that he did with, bang the drum. Who did he do that with? Bon Jovi? Bon Jovi, I think. Listen to that song, okay? Because he's saying bang a drum, bang a drum. Listen to that song and see if you can determine the message from it. I don't remember the words now, but he's showing with a drum, and he says bang a drum, bang a drum. That's the only reference that I can think of for it. And when he did it the other day, that's immediately what came into my head too, was the Chris Ledoux song. So. So there's something in there for you. There's something in that particular song for you. Okay? Okay. And then the other way that he comes in, because he just showed it to me and then it went away, so I need you to bring that back. Because he is around a lot. He's around a ton. And so he wants you to know that. So at the house, it shows, we all have our special places to sit, but he's sitting there, and it looks like it's a chair in like a living room or something like that. And he says he creaks the chair. So do you recall that? Okay, great. So that's a validation that actually is him. So it sounds like he's getting in and out of the chair. And it kind of creaks, or that he does something with a cushion or something like that to make it sound like he's in the chair. Okay, and that's just to help, to let you know that he's around. Okay.
Ask him if he's around his granddaughter a lot, that he babysat every day.
He goes, I visit as much as I can. I visit all the time. But he says that, and how old is that granddaughter? It's almost like she doesn't want to see him. She's afraid, or something along those lines, because he doesn't want to scare her, he says. So he does visit, but he doesn't want to scare her.
She talks to him all the time.
Sweet. Oh, good. Good. She hears, she can see. The seeing is what scares her. The hearing is okay, is what he's saying. So, if he talks to her, it's okay, but if she sees him, then that kind of freaks her out a little bit. So, and that's fine, yeah. That's, at 5, that's okay. Awesome, cool.
Dave misses him.
Absolutely, yeah. And he'll be going home with you, okay? Awesome, okay.